Have you been thinking about starting a permanent jewelry business, but then you hear someone say, the market is saturated, everyone is already doing it, you missed your chance? If that's something that's stopping you, I want you to stay with me for the next few minutes. Because today we're going to have an honest conversation. Not a sales pitch, not hype, just the truth about where the permanent jewelry industry is today. Who's succeeding, who's struggling, and whether this business is still worth starting in 2026. If you're new here, my name is Adele, and I'm the Director of Education at Linked Permanent Jewelry Training. Every week, I talk to women who are looking for a flexible way to earn extra income, start a business, or eventually replace their full-time job. I've also had the opportunity to help train thousands of students, so I've seen this firsthand, what helps people succeed and what holds them back. Let's get into it. Why people think it's too late. I completely understand why people ask if it's too late to get into the permanent jewelry industry. You open Instagram and see the artists everywhere. You scroll TikTok and it feels like everyone has a welding machine. Maybe you've even seen a permanent jewelry booth at a local market or boutique. It can start to feel like every opportunity has already been taken. But here's something I want you to think about. People said the exact same thing about the lash extension industry or permanent makeup, about spray tanning, about all the med spas, about mobile bartending, about charcuterie businesses. Every growing industry reaches a point where people start saying it's too saturated. Usually that's because the industry has become visible, not because there's no more opportunity. There's a big difference between an industry becoming popular and an industry becoming full. The difference between saturated and competitive, here's something I tell all our students all the time. Most markets aren't saturated. They're competitive, and competitive isn't a bad thing. Think about coffee shops, restaurants, hair salons, nail salons. There are multiple businesses in almost every city. Why? Because people choose based on experience, quality, convenience, customer service, and personality. Permanent jewelry works the same way. Clients aren't choosing the only artist in town, they're choosing the artist they connect with, the artist who responds quickly, the artist whose work they trust, the artist whose branding feels professional, the artist who creates an unforgettable experience. That's why two artists can work in the same city and both stay busy. Who actually succeeds? One of the biggest misconceptions is that success comes from buying the right machine or having the perfect chain collection. Those things matter, but they're not the deciding factor. The students who succeed consistently tend to have a few things in common. They practice, they show up consistently, they market themselves, they build relationships, and they keep learning. They don't wait until everything feels perfect before posting on social media. They don't expect clients to magically find them. They put themselves out there, even when it feels uncomfortable. That's what builds momentum. I've also seen students who had no prior jewelry experience build successful businesses because they are willing to learn and stay consistent. Meanwhile, I've seen people with every tool imaginable struggle because they expected the business to grow on its own. The difference usually isn't talent, it's action. What opportunity still looks like? One thing people often overlook is just how many places permanent jewelry can fit into. You don't have to open a storefront. You can start with a pop-up event, a vendor's market, boutique, bridal parties, private events, baby shower, corporate events, all the things. Salons, mobile appointments. There's also room to grow your service over time by adding charms, anklets, necklaces, rings, seasonal collections. Many artists also create repeat business because clients come back to add another piece, celebrate a milestone. That's one of the things that makes this business unique. You're not always starting from scratch. Happy clients often become repeat clients and referral sources. So, is permanent jewelry still worth starting in 2026? I believe the answer is yes, but with important caveats. This isn't business where you buy a machine, post one photo, and expect customers to line up. Like any business, it takes learning, practice, consistency, and willing to market yourself. If you're looking for a business that offers flexibility, creativity, relatively low overhead, and the potential to grow over time, permanent jewelry is still an exciting opportunity. The key is approaching it with realistic expectations and commitment to build something that lasts. If you've been thinking about starting permanent jewelry, I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest question or concern that's holding you back? Leave it in the comments below because I read them and it might even inspire a future video. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe because every week we're sharing practical tips on starting, growing, and scaling your permanent jewelry business. And if you're ready to take the next step, check out the information below about linked permanent jewelry training. Whether you're looking for hands-on instruction, business education, or ongoing support, we'd love to help you build that confidence and skill to get started. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.